with an idea that you might want to try this Thanksgiving.
Thank you, John. Yes, Thanksgiving is coming up, a week from tomorrow. So you're probably starting to plan your menu. For me personally, I grew up with homemade stuffing.
Yes.
You can't have Thanksgiving without it, I don't think.
No, that's a big part of the meal. You've got the meat, the potatoes, and the stuffing.
Right.
And then you put gravy over all of it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and the stuffing we had, my grandma would put like the gizzards in it. And
yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
You're not a fan of that?
No.
But you've got a good one. You've got a good one.
I do. Now, this is a recipe that I've been tinkering with this thing now for about 9 years.
Playing around with it.
Playing around with it. It is out of this cookbook that our family put together back in 1981. And it's in here.
And you said your brother drew this picture?
I think so. I've never found out for sure, but I think that my brother drew this picture.
That's your house you grew up in?
Yes, this is the house that I grew up in. And if any family has a chance to put together a cookbook, there is family history in here, pictures of old relatives.
Yeah.
It is such a fantastic way to keep family memories.
I like that.
But this is a stuffing that I don't even know how I got started on it, but I've been doing it for probably close to 40 years.
Okay, how do we do it?
All right, you take a pound or a cup of butter, melt it in a big skillet, and you cut up part of an onion and some celery, about 1.5 cups of each. Depends on your what your taste is, if you want more onion or less onion or whatever.
Right.
Then what I do, you get that, let it cook down, let the onions get soft, and then I found with the spices, if you mix them in this, instead of pouring it on the bread, they blend in better.
Oh, so put it in there.
So I've got some pepper. No, that is actually the sage.
But put all of that in here.
Put the thyme in there, yes. Put the salt in.
Stir that
You
up.
can start stirring. And some pepper. And mix that all up in the butter and the onions and the celery. And then that will get into the bread a little bit better.
Okay, so I know we're running a little bit short on time here, Leslie. So should I put that in there?
Mix that in with the bread. This is 1 full loaf of just plain white bread. You don't need to toast it or anything, just fresh bread.
So then you would stir all that up.
Mix all of that up, and then you can add in, I've got raisins and apples here. You can add them in. You can leave the raisins out if you want. Doesn't matter, it's still up to your taste.
All right.
So we can, you can do either one of them or whichever one you want.
And this is the finished stuff right here.
And that is the finished product.
Ooh, okay, we're gonna fill this up. But I'm gonna put some on my plate real quick.
It smells wonderful.
Oh, it's heavenly, yeah. Great. There we go, so folks can see it right here.
Now you can put this in a crock pot, you can set it in the laundry room, plug it in there. It's out of your way, it's off the counter, it's not in the oven. Take it out when it's time to
The
eat.
spices are great.
Aren't they wonderful?
Oh, I'm ready for Thanksgiving now. This is so, I could just eat the stuffing, it is so good. All right, well this recipe is already on our Pure Nebraska Facebook page. Thank you, Leslie, for sharing.
Forgot the chicken stock.
Gotta have that in there too.
Give some moisture to it.
Okay, the whole recipe's there for you. Okay, back to you, John.